5 years ago, a smartphone that cost $1,000 or more would have been unheard of unless it was made out of gold or something. Oh wait, I almost forgot that's still a real thing. However, in 2017, the iPhone X and Galaxy Note 8 came out, and that normalized phones with a sticker price over $1,000. As time has passed, it's not uncommon anymore to see high-volume phones with those extreme prices. I was quite curious about this trend that's been continuing, so in this video I'll be explaining the big rise in smartphone prices. Before we dive into modern phones, let's look back in time to the early days of smartphones. Back in 2007 when the iPhone was unveiled, it had a small set of features when looking at it now. But back then, having a device that could act as an iPod, a phone, and a way to go on the internet was revolutionary for its time. The way Apple was able to ask $499 at the low end for the first iPhone was because it replaced so many devices that you would commonly need to carry. Having 3 devices in one made the price more acceptable back in an era when phones would commonly sell around $299. Moving forward, the iPhone only continued to increase in price along with the Android competition that was slowly but still surely catching up to the iPhone's level of demand and the feature set. Fast forwarding a few more years to today's phones, and features are one of the biggest justifications for high prices. Bigger, sharper screens, bigger batteries with faster charging, detachable accessory modules, faster processors, more storage, better cameras, and the list can keep going on. All of those features, whether you need it or not, are there and available at your disposal. It's not bad that phones have a lot of features, but unnecessary ones increase the parts cost that you pay for down the road when you're buying a phone. A popular part that phone manufacturers like to upgrade constantly are the cameras. Some companies like to add unnecessary sensors that don't make the photos look better but serve as another gimmick to add to a spec sheet. A good example of this is with the OnePlus 8 Pro with its 5-megapixel monochrome sensor that didn't serve much more of a purpose than to exist as yet another camera to market to people. That cost goes into the price margins, a very key part of a phone's final price. To put margins in the simplest way possible, think of it as the amount of money a manufacturer can allocate towards spending or saving for profit before reaching a set price. In case that wasn't totally clear, here's another way to think of it. Imagine you have a glass that represents a phone's price and the different liquids that represent the spending. You can fill up the glass with some money for the phone's parts and labor, the marketing and advertising, R&D, manufacturing, and any other associated costs with launching a phone. You can fill up a large part of that glass, but whatever you don't fill is the end profit that's taken home. If manufacturers spend a small amount of money on a phone's build and construction, it can take home the profit from it, or place that money towards other costs that could make the phone more valuable and start at a higher MSRP. The margins play a major role in the high cost of a phone, or really any other product for that matter. Your smartphone maker and your carrier also deploy tactics when buying a phone that make the price seem better than it really is. Take Samsung for example. When purchasing a Galaxy S21, the price appears to be really low at $199. That is until you realize at the bottom of the customization list, that deal only applies if you trade in a qualifying phone. And that's not the only thing. Your carrier will typically try to sell you a phone on a monthly installment plan, so you don't realize the extent of the cost right away. Fun fact, car dealers will do this too, by spreading out financing payments to 7 or 8-year contracts, but show you the same price as a lower end car on a 4 or 5-year contract. Last reason why phones are over $1,000 is because of something so obvious that many people miss it. The problem consists of consumers buying the expensive phones. Having no one buy expensive phones isn't going to happen anytime soon, sadly, so as long as people create more demand, expect flagship phone prices to go up as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch through this video, and if you liked it, give it a like and consider subscribing. I'm back from my break and the posting will continue again, so expect more tech content like this going forward. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time on Tech Device News.